Welcome back. So let's play Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. We are quickly approaching endgame. We're on the final stamp card. We gotta go talk to Shiva. Because, looks like there's one more menhir. Shiva, we'd like a word. Quite urgent. Can it wait? I cannot. We found the mayor's diary in the barrows. I think you should give it a quick look. Doxa, how could you be so stupid as to let the Empire make such fools of us? Shiva, please tell me everything you know about the Barrow's blessing. Forget about that, you hear? There's nothing anyone can do about it now anyway. Shiva, please tell me. You'll wish I hadn't. In this town, every few decades, a child is born with a raw lens inside their body. These children all have azure hair, and they're all born with a natural ability for magic. So that's why Isha can use magic. I got a raw lens, alright, inside you. I knew it. These azure-haired children are often skilled mages, but they don't get to enjoy it for long. The lens fills them with the power, and corrupts their bodies. They don't live to see adulthood. No. Why? Why Isha? Why only Isha? I'd wager it's because she's gifted, knowledgeable, but I don't know. Damn it. As far back as I can remember, the townsfolk have called this the Barrow's Blessing. Of course, the youngsters don't know of it. Only Doxa and the other elders know anything about it. Shut up! You're wrong. You must be wrong. That's not a blessing, it's a curse. You want me to take these lonely, suffering children, look them in the eye, and tell them they're cursed? Oh, sure, that would help. I didn't... The ancestors couldn't end it. Nor could I. Nor could Doxa. Everything. You've tried absolutely everything to break this curse, have you? If Doxa had any other options, he never would have made a deal with the Galdeans, would he? I see. So that's why Father ignored your protests and proceeded with the expedition. You tried to keep me from the Barrows because you knew I had, well, not long left to live. He just wanted you to live your life in peace, that's all. Can you ever forgive me, Isha? Isha, look at me. Don't listen to another word of this. Thank you, Shiva. It would appear I've misjudged you. Look at me. You have every right to live. Anything you're born with belongs to you. Don't let some old curse make decisions about who you are. Who gives this sorcerer and this what gives this sorcerer and his magic the right? Just wait until I get my hands on it. Sorcerer, magic. Wait, the sigil. Look, the sigil the mayor drew on in this diary is the same sigil I saw in that lab down the Barrows. The monster in the hologram got trapped in the sigil, and the sorcerer pulled the raw lens from its body. And what? You don't think it's odd? The sorcerer was supposed to be sealed away hundreds of years ago. But still, every few decades, right here in this town, a child is born with a blessing. And the sorcerer's been locked away for much longer than that. You mean... Doxa said something similar a long time ago. He didn't think the numbers worked. Exactly. Isha, Shiva, there's no sorcerer down there. Just a spell that's casting itself over and over. In the vision, the old Nevaean who fought the sorcerer wasn't alone. The sorcerer performed the transmutation spell on all of them and grew raw lenses in each of their bodies. He said as much, didn't he? The grade of the lens is determined by the amount of magical power within the subject. Exactly. Something with a lot of magical power would grow a high-grade lens if the transmutation spell was given enough time. Monsters like that don't come along every day. So instead of one big guinea pig, try it with many, many small ones. Exactly, Guru, exactly. He sacrificed the old Nevaeans to try and mass-produce raw lenses. What a villain. Old Nevaeans must have been better with magic than the townsfolk around here today. That's why I was able to get several lenses at once from them. And of those people, some realized what he had done and sought revenge. His own creations turned against him. The spell was set up so it would work even when the sorcerer himself wasn't there. Kept going by the sigil in this drawing and that humongous lens we saw. That's why I was born this way. Makes sense, doesn't it? It's the reason for Isha's lens, the sigil under the town. So it stands to reason if we head to the ruins under the plaza and smash up that sigil, Isha's blessing might just break too. Not might. It will. It definitely will. Ish and I didn't get off on the right foot, but she's my friend. No, my treasured friend. We have to try and save her. CJ. Nothing more to say, is there? Let's get down to the barrows and bust it up. Guru. Gramps, this clock tower used to be a menhir, didn't it? It did? Wait. I do remember the elders mentioning something about that when I was little. The clock tower was built around a massive stone that had fallen in the plaza. I knew it! Wasn't there an indent that a rune lens could fit into somewhere? That's the only way to power a menhir. You're right. I saw it myself. The stone inside the tower has a ridge just the right size for a lens to slip into. Where? Where? It's a hollow at the bottom, where the driving weight descends to ring the bell. There's no way to get you in there, though. Why not? The gear that connects the driving weight to the transmuting mechanism is broken. No matter how many times I wind the drum, neither the weight nor the hands will move an inch. If we can't get that weight to move, we can't reach the hollow. I'm lost. We need to rebuild the gear to get the clock tower to work. Until it works, we can't reach the menhir. Is that right? Yes. Why didn't you just say that, then? Alright, let's go get a new gear made. Easier said than done. It's a big one, and it has to work with the other gears and pinions, too. It's got to be exactly the same as the original. There's no one around here who could make it. Or can we find someone who can, then? In the capital. That's quite a trek. Or Galdea. The Empire? The Galdean Empire has a thriving mechanical industry. Surely one of their machinists can make it. Forget it. That's even further away. Capital it is. Why can't the smithy take care of it? Tatara's good, you know. I wouldn't know about that. Well, let's go ask him. Tara, we've got an order for you. What's the matter? You didn't chip something again, did you? Thankfully, no. I do have something I really need your help with, though. Probably quicker if we just show you. You mind coming with us to the clock tower for a bit? Mysterious. Well, I can't say no to you guys, can I? Get back to the plaza and I'll follow you over in a few. You have my thanks, Tatara. Tatara! Shiva's here. What's this about? I got something to show you, but it's in the clock tower, so come along. Obligatory clock tower level, let's go! Watch your step now. So this is what the inside looks like. Boy, get a move on, will ya? This machine room's the beating heart of the clock tower. Here we'll find the gears that keep everything moving. Tatara, we need to build us a gear that'll fit into this mechanism. Huh? You want me to make you a gear? Please, Tatara, we really need it. This type of work doesn't typically fall under the category of blacksmithing. It doesn't? Making weapons and equipment is based on forging, basically bashing metal with a hammer. This kind of intricate, finely detailed metal is made through casting, pouring molten metal into a mold. I'm afraid I've never done any casting before. Oh, come on, if you've seen one metal slab, you've seen them all, no? Don't tell me about my trade, bucko. The tools needed couldn't be more different. Which is it? Let me have a look. Huh. Interesting. I'm afraid I have absolutely no idea how this works. Looks like a headache to me. You still have the broken gear from before. Just over there. Chipped, but mostly intact. Might be able to make a mold after all. Gonna need a big container to melt it down, though. We'll need... yeah. Tatara? We'll take a mold of the broken gear, then melt it down and cast it anew. Might work, might not. Oh! But we need something else. And I'm guessing it's not easy to get. Star Tears. Star Tears? Astrolacrim. You're right, Guru. Not easy to get. Of course it's not. What is it, anyway? Star Tears are what we call shooting stars. Tatara needs the type of steel that's taken from them. It's incredibly rare. What did you need it for, anyway? Can't you just use the old one? What if I could? But like I said, it's chipped. You could try looking for the chip if you want. Can't we just make the gears out of regular iron? It's just that we don't really have a lot of time. Wish there was more I could do, but all these gears are made of astrolacrum. If you just shoved in a gear made from something else, it'd break right away. Let's all just go look for the gear fragment, the bit that broke off. Already tore the place asunder looking for it. Assuming it didn't shatter, someone in town must have it. Who'd have thought making a simple gear would be such a pain? There's no steel stronger than astrolacrum. Best there is for parts. Weapons and armor, too. But it chipped when it fell over in the earthquake. Must have been brittle, poorly cast, probably. Might be right about all that. All the other parts are still in one piece. So it's got a reputation, I see. Understood, Tatara. We'll get what you need. Wait for us at your shop. Sure. I'll have my son and his miner pals haul these parts over. You lot take care now. Hi. Do you know anything about anyone who might have taken anything from around the clock tower? Looking for someone who might have a gear fragment. I reckon Alma Murray might know something about that. Alma Murray? Who's that? The drunkard who drinks in the plaza even though a perfectly good tavern got built. Oh, that guy. I don't know why, but I have a feeling Alma Murray might be able to help. I'll go ask. Thanks. Have you seen Alma Murray about anywhere? I've already checked the plaza. Alma Murray? Have you tried his house? I'm sure his wife Prita would know where to find him. Unless she's already killed him. So he's married. Where's his house then? Well into the residential district. Thanks a lot. I hope this isn't too many more steps. You're Prita, right? Is Alma Murray home? Of course he's not. Day in, day out, that old lout just drinks himself silly and never comes home. I'm finished with him. If I ever see him again, I'll string him up the eaves by his underwear. Whoa, let's take a breath, Prita. No good drunkard. Death's too good for him. I kinda need him alive, though. At least for now. I have something I really need to ask him, so do you have any idea where he might be? I should like to know myself. I'm guessing you've already checked the tavern. Yep, I did. And nope, he's not there. Any other ideas? He's finally sobered up then, and hiding is my guess. He knows what's in store for him when he comes back. He doesn't have the guts to step outside the town either, so he must be around somewhere. Like I said, he's probably hiding. This it wasn't as helpful as I'd hoped. Okay, thanks. I'll go look for good hiding spaces. I'm not angry at you. If you find him, just tell him to come home, okay? And if he actually comes home, I'll string him up by the eaves by his underwear. Got it. I'll let him know. The way he slid up. Alma Murray, I finally found you. I'm sorry, don't tell her I'm here. If you want me to tell Prita where you are, answer some questions. Sound fair? Anything. Go ahead. Ask me anything. When the clock tower fell after the earthquake, did you see anyone take an iron-looking thing around this big from the plaza? No, I don't know about that. Not me. So you didn't see anyone pick anything up? You know, last time I woke up at the plaza in the dead of night, I might have seen someone with something shiny. Shiny? What do they look like? I know who it is. I was half asleep. Besides, the only light was the moon. I couldn't see them clearly. Gotta remember something. If you don't, I might just have to pay Prita a visit. He's skinny. He was skinny, and he had a feather on his head. Feather? Like on a hat? What else? Might have been a hat. His head was a funny shape, though. I don't remember him having a neck. Skinny, with no neck. Was he wearing a scarf by any chance? Yes. His neck looked fuzzy, alright. I think he had something in his mouth. Pipe, perhaps? No, it was sharper than that, and pointed downward, I think. Ah, when he took the shiny thing, his eyes got all shiny, too. I think I know who it might be. Thanks, Alma Murray. Don't tell Prita where I am, okay? I've got nowhere else to go. She asked me to tell you to go home, but apart from that, I'm staying out of it. She asked you to what? She said she won't be so mad. She won't be mad, so you should go home. But if I go home, she'll string you up on the eaves by your underwear, yeah. I'm not going home to that. Because this is going to put me closer to Squash. Squash, did you take a shiny thing from the plaza a while ago? You've done your research, I see. A fragment of astrolacrum splintered off a gear, so I added it to my little collection. I knew it. It's a gear fragment from the clock tower. We can't fix it without that piece. We have it just as is. Huh. Is that so? Well, very well. Only fair to return it. Thank you. I owe you big. Might not part with it for anyone else, CJ. Apologies for inconveniencing you. Tara, got what you need. Nice work. Let's start the casting right away. I'll have to start with the Crucible, so come back in 4 or 5 days. Got it. Thanks to Tara. And the filler didn't happen, thankfully. Speaking of days, I do need to rebuff. Hi, Tatara. Is the gear ready? Sure is. Not bad for my first time casting, if I do say so myself. You're my hero, Tatara. Can't thank you enough. Oh, stop. Besides, it was pretty fun to try casting. I think I can expand my services thanks to you guys. Need anything else cast? Just let me know. Will do. We've got all we need for now, but if something comes up, we'll swing by. Suppose that's a level up. No. Shiva, the gear is ready. You little star. With this we can finally finish renewing New Nevaeh's pride and joy. I was wrong to treat you so poorly, CJ. You're a good person. Here, take a stamp. Menhir. Now we can finally head to the barrows beneath the town. Took long enough, didn't it? Come on, let's get this show on the road. Isha? My father made a deal with the Empire and put the townsfolk in danger by dragging them into the barrows. All for my sake. I put the people of this town through so much. Never make it up to them? It's his fault. Isha, listen. Doxa did everything he did to save his little girl. Now the little girl will have to pick up where he left off. Besides, you already have. Who else could have kept this town running like clockwork since Doxa disappeared? I shudder to think what'll become of this place without you. If it's the town you're worried about, then go smash that sigil to bits and free yourself in this blasted blessing. Shiva, thank you. I'll be able to return to town or use signposts from this point on. I should save. Let me check. Yeah. Let's go get our defense buff because we really don't need a attack buff at this point. Leveling is going to be so easy with the 15% there and the level 5 growth pendant. Oh my god. Glad to hear you saying nice things for a change, but you think you can get this gear in place for us? Right away. Give me a hand, will you? It's huge. I've got it. Right then, use that pulley to drag the weights up. My arms are already ready to fall off. This one, yeah. Here we go. It's moving. And Garu's hand was crushed by the gear. The weight is rising. Ugh. I should. Ugh. Hope so, mate. It's working all right. This rate the way till it reach the bottom in about 4 days. Sounds about right if memory serves. We used to wind it up every 4 days or so back in the day. Didn't you say we'd have to write the weight down to where the lens fits in? I did. Telling me it'll take 4 days? Don't be silly. There's a maintenance lever that'll take you right down. Oh, good. What are you waiting for? An invitation? Hop on that weight and get going. Got it. Just gotta pull this lever and you'll be away. Watch out, CJ. I don't want my friends to get hurt. No worries. Just a short trip down, isn't it? Ready when you are, Shiva. It's here. The lens can fit in here. Alright, Menhir. I need to help my friends, so wakey wakey. Worked. Now to solve this little riddle. Aww. Time to smash that sigil up good. Ah! Shiva, why are you here? Must be because he was near the Menhir too. This just gets better and better. Shiva, are you hurt? It took years off me. What just happened? I should have said something, see, Shiva. Anyone near the Menhir gets pulled in through it. I didn't think... So that's how it works, eh? Is that right? I'll have to stock up on glistening black eggs to get those years back. Hold on. Are we in the Barrows? Why never? This is... You guys have had this place all to yourselves all this time? He's sure changed his tune. Amazing what a change in perspective can do, ain't it? It is quite striking when you see it in person. So what do we do about Gramps? Can't drag him along behind us, can we? If we wanted to send him back, I don't see the Menhir around here anywhere. We can hardly leave him here. He'll have to come along. This just gets better and better. Where this all began. Looks like there should be a place I can go. Oh, this is probably just leaving. For post-game exploration. No, that's the clock tower is what it is. Oh, well, well. What have we here? Shiva, please refrain from touching anything. Who knows what could happen? It's a lot like that other room we saw. Another one of the Sorcerer's Labs? Whoa. A raw lens. Seen better days, hasn't it? Dim, dirty. I think it's broken. It's lost its power. Looks like it was used to power up a rune lens. So it's just a shell. Great. Bonk. Father? Doxa, he lived. A humongous lens. It worked. All those raw lenses from the monsters in the ruins. Their power. It's working. Finally, through transmutation, I can turn these raw lenses into something greater. The worms that populate Neve are just as worthless as the cattle that came before them, but in greater numbers. If every one of the worms were to produce a raw lens, I might have enough magical power to learn the truth of the Rune Barrows. If not, I'll just wait for new worms to seep in and do it all again. It's gone. What are you doing, Doxa? Did he just say he wanted a raw lens from every one of the worms? He did. I think I finally get it. His plan was to empower the sigil using that humongous lens, then curse the entire town with this Barrow's blessing. That dirty no good. You think I'm just gonna let you play me like that, do ya? It's clear now. That is not my father. Isha. As the evil sorcerer cursed my home. When I find him, I'll put an end to this for good. We have to act fast. The sigil must be destroyed. Anyone gets in our way can meet the same end. Destroy them. Destroy them all. Now we're talking. Anyone tries to stop us, you leave them to me, mate. Isha, I'm sorry. I had no idea it would end like this. You did nothing but stay true to your word, CJ. I'm grateful. Truly. But you helped me one last time. To finish, my father couldn't. You don't have to ask. Let's do it, Isha. Two more rooms remain. Or one more room remains, actually. Who are they? Lens bandits. I thought you all gave up and ran away. Yet I heard from you in quite some time. Couldn't help but feel like perhaps my presence was required. That enormous lens is up ahead, is it not, Guru? Oh, that's lame that they committed to that instead of being like a throw-off. And who's he? An Imperial dog. Same as me. What? Must thank you, young ladies, for assisting my compatriot. As your services are no longer required, I shall permit you to join your fallen Nevaean brethren here among the rebel. Erstwhile, I presume, the Imperial who made a pact with my father. Is the Empire in the habit of sending rogues to cause trouble in neighboring territories now? Tax evaders, no less. I thought an Empire would at least show some semblance of dignity. Have you no shame? How dare you! Oh, I don't know. Riding on coattails and taking what's not yours sure sounds Imperial to me. Yup. Not big and bold enough to come get your own treasure, no? A leech is all you are. I'll not be spoken to by some lowly, ore-stained street urchin. Guru, take care of these savages at once. Have your ears sealed up, beastman. Or have you forgotten about your poor daughter? Shall you let her suffer as your late wife did? Rich enough from treachery, are we? Eliminate these gutter snipes and go fetch me that enormous lens. Me? Disobey me and I'll take your daughter's life before sickness has a chance. He has a shuttle. Oh, do you ever shut up? If you want to punish me, you're free to try your luck here and now. I'll have your head back to your mates in Galdea before you get anywhere near my alibi. Oh my fucking god. Alibi. Guru and Alibi. Attack! Attack! Ah! I can't do a good battle cry. You're too late to be a challenge, buddy. Yeah! Curse you! You're nothing! Now all you want on the other side. What the? I can't see a thing! He's gonna be a character quest villain in 100 Heroes, I guess. Damn it. Did he get away? Guru! Are you sure you want to stay here? Like tooth and nail to save my own kid, just to let you and the kids here die. We'll end this together, then I'll go get my little Alabi and bring her here. Just say the word and you'll have a home here in New Nevaeh. My boy has another rental house you can have. Priya will be all too happy to have a new friend. I hate to impose, but Alabi is sick, and the air here is so clean. Hot springs, and I don't know how long she's got left, but I want her to enjoy it. His sickness can't be healed? Doc said it's too late for that. Gotta A couple years left at best. All this was done, I was out. That was the plan. Take the money and run. But I shouldn't have lied to you. Guru, were it not for you, we would never have made it this far. She's right. What's with you getting all guilt-ridden all of a sudden? I think you got room for one more here, Isha. I think I'd like to save myself. Of course. How foolish would I be to force out a friend? Never thought I'd have one, let alone two. Well, there won't be much town left for us to live in if we don't destroy that sigil. Let's go. What about me? You're our friend too. Yes! Nice. Okay, that's really funny. Final battle. Maybe I went a little overboard by maxing out literally everything I have, but eh. Oh, I should make sure you have a level 3 attack room. At least get some power out of it. Healing potion level 5. I don't think I need that. Looks like the innermost chamber. Feel magic energy pulsing from the other side. The sigil is in there for sure. So this is it, huh? Might want to run a last-minute gear check before we barge in. I won't be much use in there. I'll wait here. Don't keep me waiting, though. You come home now. All three of you. Home. Hey, fake mayor. Think you're real clever, do you? We've got you now and we know who you really are. No longer Doxa. Show yourself. Didn't come all this way to be ignored, mate. Isha. Stop these scoundrels. Father is trying to save the town, okay? Please, you just have to trust me. Shut up! Ugh. Isha, stop. Shut up. Shut up, you monster. Call me monster. You who would murder your own father. Look upon your monstrousness. His body bloodied, his bones broken. Your beloved father. He was in much worse condition when I found him, of course. You're a monster, all right. Damage this body all you want. I feel nothing. You cannot hurt me. Damn it. Yeah. I'm ready. CJ, Guru, don't hold back. So the worms have turned. Very well. It's too early to harvest you, but let you entertain me for a little while, and I'll dismember each of you and pull raw lenses out of each of your lifeless husks. Yeah! I've been underusing Guru. Alright, phase 1 done. Level up. Grr. Ah, Father, I've avenged you. Isha! Ha! There's life in him yet. Oh, but I haven't enjoyed myself in this much in 300 years. What's happening? His power is increasing exponentially. You animals have freed me of my physical form. It's now giving me so much more. I never imagined such a simple soul extraction could give me so much power. Gather my failed experiments, those who died here needlessly. Come to me and feed my power. Oh, he's massive. Twist my limbs and spill my guts all you want. I can't die. Wouldn't you rather just join me? Looks like this is going to be a CJ heavy one, because there's platforming involved. Oh, I see. I have to kill the ads until he decides to show up. God, I'm not even going to guard break him. Oh, wait. Duh, block is actually, like, guard breaking. Cool, thanks for attacking, Guru. Oh, I have to hit the body at this point if I do the actual guard break. I'm glad Guru is useful here. I mean, you're seeing how useful he is. Kill ads while he's doing that. Wow, that wasn't even like... Do you mind? Really? 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 fool! Wow, this is annoying instead of challenging. I was hoping it wasn't going to actually be either of those. Oh my god, that vulnerability window is so small. And Electrify is not fun. Why is that a thing? There. Just kill the ads right here. There. That was actually frustrating. This treasure I found. Obtained rune fragment. Fools. You are but worms. Even if you defeat me, the sigil will live on. The spell will continue. Anyone who dares set foot in Nevea will be but fodder for my ambitions. Just die. Isha, now! Be gone! Be gone! My time is up. This is the end. Sigil, it won't stop. Stop! It's no use. What can we do? The rune lens. We have to destroy it. It's powering the sigil. But that's what you came here for. You need a treasure to take home. I already got what I came here for. You, Guru, the townsfolk, Nunavut is my treasure and my home. There ain't no bigger treasure than that. Isha, Guru, you with me? CJ, till the end, mate. Full power. Some weeks later. I think Guru was able to get to Allaby in time. I believe he just ran off without so much as a word. Didn't even tell me where the treasure was. What kind of treasure hunter just leaves their partner high and dry? Calm down. The most important thing is that both he and Allaby return safely. Of course they will. Just watch. You'll see. Oh, I meant to ask, but how are you doing? Well, destroying the sigil didn't do much about the raw lens inside me. Upon inspection from various sources, it's become attached to several vital organs. Too dangerous to remove. Right. I do not know when this lens will choose to end my life, but until it does, I intend to be the best mayor I can possibly be. That settles it. I've got my next mission. We, you and me, are going to find a way to get rid of that raw lens. Now that the town's budget books are nice and balanced again, Gokto and Shiva can take care of that stuff. There ain't no treasure I can't find, so leave it to me. We'll cure Allaby and find a way to deal with that lens. Scavenger's honor. You with me? Time spent with friends is to be treasured, I suppose. I would like to see some more of the world. I'm with you, CJ. I'll find what I need myself. I can't rely on you for everything. Whatever you say. What are we doing, ladies? Mrs. Mayor, I got a question if you don't mind. merchant swung by early to deliver a letter. He never heard of no one by the name of Crown Jewel, though. Got any idea who that might be? Oh my god. Shh, that's so loud. What in tarnet? Don't tell me CJ is short for Crown Jewel? Well, so what if it is? That's cute. Excuse me. It's suitable for a scavenger. Yes, very shiny. It's not a name I'm likely to forget, that's for sure. Our little Crown Jewel. Not a word to Guru. You got it? Or I'll kill the both of you. So that's why they changed her name. Let me check what her name used to be. Because it's even on the Steam page. JB. I don't know what that would have stood for. Of course. Not like I can do much about it. My family names all their kids after treasures, if you must know. That explains the sender's name being Gold Digger, I suppose. Crown Jewel gets a letter from Gold Digger. For a spell, I thought the youngins were playing a prank on me. Gold Digger? My dad. Sent him a letter along with my stamp card. Told him the stamp card was a treasure I'd found on my rite of passage. I guess this is his reply. To my lovely Crown Jewel, first things first, I owe you an apology. The raw lens I said I found on my rite of passage, it's a fake we've had in the family for years. It's a what? Don't be too angry about it. The rite's not really about treasure in that sense. It's about learning what's important to you. In my case, the treasure I found was your mom. And then you, the gift that kept on giving. From what I read in your letter, seems like you've done pretty well yourself. You made your old dad proud, sweetheart. Whatever you feel like coming home, we'll be right here. No matter how far this world takes you, you'll always be my pride and joy, my priceless treasure. Lots of love, Gold Digger. Oh my god. Okay, no, that was like an ending sequence of jokes that could have come off as very cheap, but no, that was very good. Also, I take it back. This was a very Satomi Tadashi game. This was basically just Innocent Sin with fewer Nazis. Yeah, this was, like, for a $15 bonus game, like, stretch goal, I think it was. Pretty good. I mean, it's not a mind-blowing masterpiece or anything, but it's a really good introduction to the world of Eiyuden Chronicle. Gets you used to, you know, there are going to be elves, there are going to be humans, there are going to be beastmen of all types. There are going to be Malors out there, very strange characters who are absolutely going to be party members in 100 Hero. There's a Far East place. There's this hot spring town that you're going to visit at some point and meet some friendly faces. And the dungeon concepts are going to be more, you know, traditional role-playing game than, you know, Sky Fortresses. Or, I guess are going to be, like, it even tells you, there's going to be, like, dungeon-like forest, there's going to be cave systems, like, it's a bite of the design of 100 Heroes in a different gameplay style that's easier to digest in a bite. And they threw in just enough stuff to it to, you know, make it feel like it's a game, not a demo. You know, you've got the crafting system and everything. And things might not always end as well as you might hope, but things are always going to end all right. So you failed to secure the primal rune lens. I can only offer my apologies. I'm going to assume that is not Mighty Ducks. We've secured rune lenses and raw lenses, but the largest one, the supposed primal lens, has been destroyed. In addition, the room in which the lens was found appears to have caved in as a result of the power released in the sigil's destruction. It would appear that we underestimated the adventurers, or at least some of them. I take full responsibility. The fault lies with me. I expected too much of you. If I may, you may not. My lord, I just... First wine. You obey me, not your own selfish whims. Leave. I'm surprised he left with his life. This world is not the one I want, but it will be. Critical mastery received. Impossible luck received. Those game data will be create. Oh, I see. I get extra ones for 100%. Those game data will be created. By loading this data, you can replay the game from just before the final battle. Quest clear. And that was the main game of Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. Oh. Hard mode is now available in the game setting. Yeah, let's do that. So I guess beating the bosses on hard mode is the set of achievements for the bosses. Why is it locked behind... In any case, next time on Let's Play Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, we've got some more achievements to work on. And we have a lot of quests. Some of these quests are repeatable, for the sake of having a repeatable source of easy XP. Reaching max level, which is an achievement. But we're going to be worrying about that next time on Let's Play Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. See you guys then.